Nicole. I am the yoga instructor here with Fit Society. I'm so honored to be here today, not only to guide you all into a practice, but also for such a great cause, especially in this very uncertain time and what we are all dealing with. Giving back is really a great way to show our support, especially to our first responders and our vets. So I'm so happy that you're here. Today is just going to be a 45-minute vinyasa flow, all levels, no yoga experience required. Undoubtedly, you've probably been working out pretty hard, so this hopefully will feel good, a nice little stretch. I have Erin with me and Erwin with me, and I think Renata's going to join too. So they will offer some modifications. At any time something doesn't feel right, child's pose is your best friend. Shavasana, lay down, whatever you guys need. This is your practice. I am merely here to be your guide. So we are going to get started. Go ahead and sit in your seat of choice. It can be cross-legged. Erwin's got, he's on his shins on his knees together. Erin's the same. If you want a block, if you've got it at home, you can prop that underneath your seat. Another good option is a towel or a blanket. You can just put that right underneath your sit bones there. You've got some support, nice and lifted. So once you find your seat of choice, draw your belly in, sit up nice and tall, long spine. Hands are going to rest gently on your thighs. Bow your head, close your eyes or soft gaze. Let's take a moment here to take inventory of how we feel. Starting at the top of your head, working all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Notice any tension or tightness you might be holding on to. See if you can let that go, create space, and relax. Often these seated poses where we're just sitting in stillness can be the most difficult, so really try to be present. Really try to clear your mind of any to-dos, any worries. All of that will still be there. So for the next 45 minutes, be really focused on yourself within the four corners of your mat. Next, let's check in with our breath. See if you can lengthen and deepen each inhale and each exhale that you take. So breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale, feel as your belly expands, your rib cage expands, your collarbones broaden. And once you get to the very top of that breath, hold on for a second. Take in an extra sip of air. Pause. And then exhale, fully release, empty out. Inhale, fill your body up. And exhale, release. All together, inhale, deep breath in, hold at the very top. And this time as you exhale, open mouth, sigh the air out. Drawing your hands to a prayer position at your heart. If you would like to set an intention for your practice, this could be a mantra, a phrase, it could be a dedication to a loved one, maybe a dedication to yourself. I invite you to do so now. With a breath in, begin to open up your eyes and lift your gaze. Let's begin. Hands down beside you, grounding your right hand down into your mat. Inhale, left fingertips up and overhead, side body stretch. Now notice if that hip is lifting. Go ahead and make sure it's nice and grounded. Belly in, shoulders relax, length through your fingertips. Take a breath in and breath out to release, come back to center. Let's take that onto the other side. So left hand onto your mat. Inhale, right fingertips up and over, side body stretch. Again, notice if you're collapsing here in that front body, keep everything open and lifted. Breathe in and breathe out. Guiding your left hand over to your right thigh or right knee. Take your right hand, place it behind you. Inhale to sit up tall, and exhale, gentle twist. Gaze looks over your back shoulder. 2 breaths here. 1 more inhale, and exhale to release through center. Over to the other side, left hand on towards right hand onto your left thigh. Left hand reaches behind you. Inhale tall, and exhale twist. Let the twist feel gentle. Try not to crank your body into this position. Let it guide gently. Use your breath. And then exhale, release back to center. Join me now to transition onto an all fours or tabletop. So I'm going to turn to a side view. We have my friends back here that will be demoing as well. So once you arrive to your tabletop position, spread your fingers nice and wide. We want to press into the finger pads, so much so that there's a slight lift in the palm of your hand. And we do that because we want to protect the wrist. We don't want to dump weight. So press into the finger pads. I call it like gecko fingers. And then walk your knees in line with your hips. Feet can be curled under if you want a deeper stretch in the backs of your feet, working through that connective tissue, that fascia. Or tops of the feet can press into the mat, yogi's choice. We're going to breathe through some cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly, shoulders reach back, gaze looks up. Exhale, push your mat away, round through your upper body, crown of the head comes down, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale through cat. So we'll do this for another 3 to 5 breaths, but this is where we can get creative. So you're not stuck in just these positions. Feel free to move around your mat. Maybe you shift back and then forward. Maybe you wag your hips from side to side. Maybe you take circles with your body. Whatever you need, whatever feels good, this is your time. So feel free to color outside the lines a little bit. Use your breath. There's no wrong or right way to do this. And once you've completed a full breath cycle, go ahead and join me back to neutral spine. Walk your knees back slightly, hands forward slightly, and inhale, lengthen through your spine, lower your body all the way down to your mat, so you'll be on your belly. Hands walk right underneath your shoulders, elbows squeeze in towards your midline, tops of the feet press into the mat, so much so that your knees lift off your mat. As you inhale, lift your body to cobra. Shoulders relax back. Keep it gentle. Breathe in. Breath out releases you down to the mat. Let's do that again. Breathe in, cobra. And breathe out to release. Taking your hands outside of your mat, so coming to the side of your mat, you're going to tense your fingers almost like Spider-Man. Your arms are going to come to this goalpost or cactus position. Pressing again to the tops of your feet. Inhale through cobra. And now look, we've got some space here, some nice stretch in the chest area, your shoulders. As you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale through center. Take it over to the left. Back through center. And release down. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes under. Shift your body back through tabletop. And then up to downward facing dog. Let's keep it really gentle here. So pedaling out the feet, bending the knees. It's likely you might be a little tight in the backs of your legs or your hamstrings. So take this really gentle. Erin looks great. You guys are doing fantastic. Perfect. Know that everybody is different in this position, so it's going to look a little bit different for everybody. Erwin, let's have you walk up your feet just a tad. Perfect, yeah. So we want that tailbone high to the sky, shoulders relaxed. Nice straight arms. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lower the heels towards the mat, push against your mat, breathe. Next breath in, look towards your hands, walk your feet to meet your hands to a forward fold at the front of your mat. Once you arrive, again, nice generous bend in your knees. So we're gonna let the belly rest on top of the thighs, hands onto the mat, crown of the head reaches down. We wanna avoid keeping our neck up. Hands grab for opposite elbows, and maybe you ragdoll a little from side to side. At any time you have any tension in your neck, you can go ahead and nod that head yes, maybe no. Release it all. Hands come down onto your mat, and slowly with intention begin to roll your body up, curling through your spine, stacking one vertebra at a time. Once you arrive, big shoulder roll, open up the hands to the front, mountain pose. Oh, this is so cool to see you guys. You guys look awesome. All right, we're gonna bring our big toes to touch, feet together, heels slightly parted, zip the inner thighs together. As you inhale, raise your arms up overhead, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Interlacing all fingers except your pointer fingers, you're gonna make this little steeple. Inhale your steeple up towards the sky, and as you exhale, dip over to the right, side body stretch. Again, relax the shoulders. There can be a slight bend in your elbows to give yourself space. You can bump out that left hip a little bit to give you a little bit more room. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, deepen a little bit more to that side. Yeah, really open up into those side ribs. Inhale back up, and exhale, balance it out by taking it over to the other side. Again, you can bump out that hip a little bit. Make sure that the hip points are facing forward. You guys look so great. And inhale up. Exhale, release your hands down beside you. We're gonna step the feet out to about hips width distance. It's always kind of hard to judge what hips width distance means. So a little tip that I like is 2 fists together, in between your feet, you've got your hips width distance. Soft little micro bend in the legs. Inhale, hands up once again towards the sky. And this time, as you exhale, cactus the arms, open up through your chest, little back bend. Inhale up. And as you exhale, hands are gonna come behind your back. You're gonna interlace your fingers, pull the knuckles towards the ground. Again, puff up through that chest, gaze looks up. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips, roll yourself back down to that forward fold, keeping a hold of your hands, and then release. Inhale to half lift, so hands are gonna come to shins or upper thighs, lengthen through your back, lengthen through your neck, and then inhale, exhale to release. Plant your hands, step one foot back and then the other. We're gonna come to top of a push-up or high plank. Another good suggestion or modification, especially if you're a little tired now, is Erwin, if you want to drop down to your knees, perfect. Yeah, so that way, if you guys are a little tired, like I said, you're still getting that, that core activation, but you're also just taking it a little bit easier. If you're in high plank, hips are slightly lifted, belly's in, high up on your toes. Inhale, shift forward slightly, and exhale to lower all the way down to your mat on your belly. Inhale, hands underneath your shoulders, hug your elbows in. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to release down, and then bring yourself back up, hips high, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths in your down dog, deep inhales, deep exhales. Cool, you guys look great. On your next breath in, you're gonna raise your right leg back behind you, so 3-legged dog. So inhale, right leg lifts. Be careful if that hip wants to open up. It's really not about the height of the leg. It's about keeping the hips in nice alignment. So dial those toes to point down. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, take that right foot, step it up towards the front, lower left knee back behind you, low lunge. Now this is a good time too, if you've got that towel, your knees are a little finicky, if you want to put that towel underneath your knee to give a little extra support, that's an option for you as well. All right, so once you arrive, make sure that that front foot is in line with your knee or slightly behind. That back foot, you can either keep that toes curled under or place the top of your foot onto the floor. And once you feel grounded, inhale, raise fingertips up towards the sky, low lunge. You can also put your hands on your hips and just get that sensation of what this feels like. Should really be pulling your inner thighs towards one another, stacking your shoulders in line with your hips. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you can let the hips drop slightly for a deeper stretch. And then exhale, release your hands down. Keeping your left hand down onto your mat, inhale, peel your right fingertips up towards the sky, twisted lunge. Breathe in and breathe out. Step back into your top of a push-up or high plank. And we're gonna add a little extra layer on. As you inhale, you can lower all the way down or lower halfway. Inhale back through cobra, or maybe you come to up dog, hips lifted off the mat. Breathing in, breathing out, back to down dog. Beautiful. Again, 2 breaths here. Guys are looking amazing. And then let's balance it out. So on your next breath in, left leg's gonna lift behind you, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot forward, low lunge. Right knee's gonna settle down there beside you. Take a moment to just get yourself stable, set yourself up for success. Maybe walk that knee back a little bit. And once you feel grounded, inhale, fingertips up towards the sky. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let your hips drop. Breathe in and breathe out, hands down to the mat. Right hand's gonna plant down next to your foot. Left fingertips are gonna peel up towards the sky. Twist. Lengthen through your fingertips and exhale to release. Lift that right knee up, step the foot back, high plank or supported plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway down. Inhale through up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. You guys look great. Let's take one deep breath here and then lower your knees. Let's come to child's pose. So hips are gonna lift or sit on the backs of the heels. And belly is going to reach forward, hands towards the front of your mat. This is a good time to grab some water, just kind of let the breath settle, maybe shake the hips a little bit from side to side, release any tension. All right, when you guys are ready, come join me back to our downward facing dog. We're gonna add another little element onto our flow. So when you're ready, let's inhale again, that right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward, this time keeping that left knee lifted. Breathing in, breathing out, begin to lift your body up, hands up to the air, crescent or high lunge. Inhale for length, and as you exhale, shift your body forward, arms come sweeping back. Inhale up, and exhale, release your hands. Keeping that left knee lifted, Left hand comes to the mat. Inhale, twist, right fingertips to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower your hand. Step back to your plank and take your flow. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath here. Full breath out. Let's take that over to the left side. So inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Keeping that back knee lifted. And once you feel stable, high lunge. Breathing here. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Inhale back up. And exhale to release your hands. Keeping your right hand onto the mat. Inhale, take your twist. Exhale to release. And then take your flow. So step back to your high plank or supported plank. Inhale, lower. Pull up through up dog or cobra. And exhale to release to downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna do that one more time, adding one more element on, and then everything else will be on the floor. We can really relax. So from down dog, we're gonna inhale that right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward, low lunge. Inhale, high or crescent lunge. And exhale, sweep forward. Inhale, come back to your crescent lunge. And this time, as you exhale, you're going to open up your arms to the horizon, coming to warrior two. So a couple of things here. That front heel should be in line with the back foot, the arch. You want to kind of come to that back edge of your foot, like really press into that pinky toe side. If that front knee wants to dip down or dip forward, use your quad strength to pull that back, stacking your hips and shoulders in line. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, shift forward slightly. And as you exhale, straighten that front leg, reach up and over, reverse triangle. Take a breath. Release down. One more full breath in warrior two. And then cartwheel the arms down. Coming back into that twist. Inhale, right fingertips up. Exhale, release. And take your flow. Step back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale through cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, great job. Last time, left side. Inhale, left leg lengthens up. Exhale, step your foot forward. Inhale, full lunge or crescent lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you. Inhale up. Exhale, open the arms out to warrior two. Beautiful. Strong pose. Breathe, look out over your fingertips. And then inhale up and over, reverse triangle. Straighten through that front leg. Good side body stretch. Come back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down. High or supported plank. And take your flow. So halfway or all the way lower. Cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. Once you come to your down dog, go ahead, release your knees to the mat. Coming back into child's pose. You can keep your big toes together, maybe open up your knees a little bit and stretch your body down for child's pose. Take a couple of breaths. Again, maybe wiggle the hips from side to side. Release any tension. You guys are looking so great. This is awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying. All right, when you are ready, come join me to be seated on your mat. Your legs are going to be out in front of you. Take your time getting there, there's no rush. Let's take a moment moment just to shake out the legs a little bit. Again, move that fleshy part away from your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall, flex your feet. Inhale, fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, hinging from the hips, seated forward fold. You can grab onto your ankles, feet, calves, whatever is near you. If you've got a strap or a band that you want to use, you can use that to deepen. What we want to do is aim the belly towards the thighs, long back. Let the hinge come from the hips versus the back. And if you're super, super tight in your legs, you can always bend your knees and just allow yourself to fold over. With time and flexibility, you'll be able to straighten those legs. Let's take a couple of breaths here. This should feel really nice, especially if you are doing the previous workouts. And then go ahead, raise yourself back up. We're gonna come to bound angle or cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet come together. You're gonna grab onto ankles or feet. If your legs are a little bit lifted, that's okay. As you fold over, take your elbows, put them onto your knees, and just use your elbows to push those knees open. This is my favorite hip opener. Again, should feel really nice and very supportive. All right, go ahead, lift back up. Bring your knees in. I'm going to turn to the side, keeping the soles of your feet on your mat, grabbing underneath your knees. Inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, hinge back, and then you begin to lift your feet up, shins parallel to the ground. We'll take 3 breaths here in supported boat pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last breath, maybe you test your balance by releasing your hands, breathe in, and as you breathe out, lower your feet down onto your mat, and then allow yourself to just drape over your knees. Take a moment here. Again, releasing any tension in your back. And then maybe taking your knees and then just allowing them to windshield wipe from side to side. And then we are going to come down to our back. So however you like to get there, join me. Keep your knees bent. Soles of your feet will still be on your mat. And then once you arrive, you're going to walk your heels in closer to your glutes. Fingertips are going to reach towards your heels. Once you arrive, go ahead and tuck the shoulders a little bit underneath your back. And as you breathe in, press against your mat to raise your hips up. So we're going to come to bridge pose. So breathing here, maybe you lift the hips just a little bit higher. Knees point towards the front of the room. And then release down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then feet come down onto the mat. We're going to take that bridge pose again. So reaching towards your heels, tucking the shoulders underneath your back. Inhale, hips lift. Shins parallel. If you want to go a little bit deeper into the chest, you can clasp your hands underneath your back, tuck your shoulders even further. Lifting the hips, now you've got a little bit of a stretch in the shoulder and chest area as well. Continue your breath in. And then breath out to release all the way down. All right, once again, draw knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Holding on to your knees, we're going to release the left leg down right knee is going to pull in towards your chest. Grabbing onto your right knee with your left hand, take your right hand, either place it into a T position or cactus position. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, guide your knee over your left leg, coming into a spinal supine twist. You can further the stretch by having your gaze look over your shoulder. And try to keep the shoulders glued down to the mat. If you need a little bit more space, you can bump your hips out a little bit towards the right. That'll give you a little bit more room. One more breath. And then release back through center. So keeping that right knee where it's at, join it by the left knee, and then switch it out. So right leg down onto your mat, left knee pulls in. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, go ahead and allow that left arm to come to a T or cactus, and bring that left knee up and over your right leg. Again, your gaze can look up towards the sky, or maybe you take your head, look over your left shoulder. Bump those hips out if you need a little bit more space. And then release from your twist, bringing your knees back in towards your chest. A little rock from side to side. And then releasing the soles of your feet back down onto your mat. You're going to take your right ankle and place it onto your left thigh. Using your hand, you can push against that right thigh to open it up a little bit more. Staying here, or maybe you interlace your hands and bring the left leg up, getting deeper into a stretch. You can stay here, or you can take it even a little bit further by bringing the sole of the left foot up towards the sky, straightening through that left leg. Like seeing the modifications back there. You guys look great. All right. Release left foot back onto the mat. Take it again over to the other side. So left ankle is going to cross over the right thigh. Give that left leg a little push. And then when you're ready, either staying here or drawing the right leg closer to your chest. You can also use that left elbow to push against that left leg there. Staying there, or you can take it up a notch by straightening through that leg. When you guys are ready, go ahead and release that stretch. Soles of the feet on the mat. And again, just give those knees a little shake from side to side. And then we're going to come to bound angle in a supine position. So soles of the feet come together, knees open up. You're going to take your hands, interlace them behind your neck. Give yourself like a little head hammock. You can give yourself a little neck massage if you like. And just take a couple of breaths here, just kind of relaxing, letting everything go. Again, hopefully this should feel really good if you've done the workouts, if you were especially doing the bike ride. It should be a nice little stretch here in the hips, the inner thighs. Ready, go ahead, draw the legs back up, release the hands down beside you. We're going to do bridge pose one more time, so walk those heels in closer to your glutes, fingertips point towards your heels, big inhale, lift the hips up. Slight engagement in the glutes, but let this really come from the hips. all the way down. Drawing your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to take happy baby. So taking your hands, you're going to grab onto the outsides of your feet, pressing your feet up towards the sky, and then opening the knees to the side. Staying here, or you can rock from side to side. Perfect. All right, go ahead and release back up. Feet come back down onto the mat. And then your choice, you can again draw the knees in, maybe give yourself a little bit of a rock side to side, release any tension that you may have. You can windshield wipe those knees from side to side if you like. Just getting further, any more movement, releasing any more tension or tightness. If you're windshield wiping your legs, maybe you take your knees over to the left, take that left foot on top of your right knee, just getting and pausing in a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of a twist. And then taking that over to the other side. And then come back through center. Draw your knees towards your chest. Lift your head up, almost like you're going to kiss your knees. Give yourself a big squeeze. Breathe in deeply. And as you breathe out, release your body down onto your mat, coming to final resting pose, Shavasana. So once you arrive down on your mat, get any last movements out that you need. Legs long, arms down beside you. You can open up your palms to the ceiling in a sign as of receiving, or palms can come down onto the mat for a sign of grounding. You can also have one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Whatever you decide, allow your eyes to close, let your breath soften, and rest and relax onto your mat. We're going to be here for the next few minutes, so really allow yourself to soak up this silence, this stillness. It can be very difficult, like I said in the beginning of class, to really just keep these still moments. Sometimes this is the hardest. But really allow yourself to soak in all of the greatness that just happened. Not only did you guys do something for yourselves, you gave back. So take this time for you. Keep your mind clear. I want to end this practice by doing a short little reading. I follow one of my yoga idols. Her name is Caitlin Turner. She goes by Gypsy Goddess on social media. And given this very strange time that we are in right now, I saw this, I found this, I just thought that it was so beautiful, and I thought that I would share it with all of you. So if you wouldn't mind, here it goes. It's easy to trust that the universe has your back when it feels like it's working in your favor. The real faith work begins when life gets challenging. These are the moments that test us. These are the moments that teach us. These are the moments that make us stronger. These are the moments that show us who we really are and what we are really capable of. Remember this on your darkest days, when it's easiest to forget throughout all of your struggles and every trial and tribulation, the universe has your back and you have the strength to overcome. Thank you for allowing me to read that. You are welcome to stay in stillness, but if you are ready to invite a little bit of movement in your body, you can start by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, rolling out your wrists, rolling out your ankles, and then gently taking your head from side to side. Reaching your arms up overhead, give yourself a full body stretch. And then slowly roll over to your side of choice, pausing for a minute, bringing your knees towards your chest, using your bicep as a little pillow. Give yourself some love. And then slowly, with intention, bring yourself back up to a seated position on your mat. In this world of social distancing, many of us are separated from our loved ones, or we haven't had a chance to see our loved ones in a while, or we're trying to keep our distance. So just take a moment and just give yourself a hug. We've made it. These weeks have been going by. Give yourself some love. And then release your hands down. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your head. Close your eyes or soft gaze. Often in yoga, the community, the studio classes, that's what keeps you connected. But I can truly say that I felt everyone's energy through the screen. So thank you so much. Thank you for giving your time. Thank you for giving back. Be kind to yourself, your loved ones. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bringing your thumbs up to your third eye or the middle of your forehead. Breathe in deeply. And as you breathe out, bow your body. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, so much. Just so happy to be here. So happy to help a great cause. Love you guys. I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
Yes, and thank you to my friends who are behind me that helped.
Thank you.